Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and you're here for your free picks for Sunday, September 24th. Well, guys, we had a very busy Saturday, and we have a busy Sunday as well. Not as busy, but still, we have some great games going on. We have some derbies in the EPL, LaLiga, French League One as well. Couple of great games in Bundesliga. So uh, stay tuned for those free picks, guys. And of course, go to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel if you want more free picks. I know there's some NHL going on. I think the preseason started, and then we have some NFL games going on as well. So get those free picks, put some bets in, guys, and let's win some money together. For my best bets, click the link in the description of this video. That will get you up to my page on the Pickdawgz website, and there you can sign up. Let's get this show on the road, guys. The first game we have to talk about is a big one in the EPL between Arsenal and Tottenham. And the books are favoring Arsenal quite a lot at minus 150, even though Tottenham has been playing some of the best football in the EPL this season. They have scored 7 goals in their last 2 games. They are quite effective. They are playing some attractive football, but I do understand why Arsenal is the favorite because they haven't lost to Tottenham in their last 4 home games. They're still undefeated at home this season, and they're actually undefeated in their last I don't know, 8, 9 games or so. Probably even more when playing at home. But overall, I think this is going to be a great game, and I simply cannot go away from goals here. So both teams to score an over 2.5 minus 141. I like this pick a lot. Maybe even push it toward 3.5 to get nice plus money out of it. But I think it's going to be a great game, and I think we're going to see some outstanding football in this match. Brighton is hosting Bournemouth after their first European game, a game which they lost 3-2 at home against AEK Athens. It was a result I did not expect, to be honest, because we know that Brighton is a very solid team, especially when it comes to playing at home. But now it's time to shake it off against this Bournemouth team, the team that is actually undefeated in the last 3 games, but a team that's struggling with scoring goals, especially when playing against the bigger teams. They had problems scoring against Chelsea. They didn't score against Tottenham. They scored 5 goals in their last 2 games on the road. Maybe we can expect the same here, or at least something similar. And that, in combination with the fact that Brighton played a midweek game, I'm going to go with goals in this one. Over 3.5 goals, minus 113. As we can see, the books are expecting it, and I'm going to join in on that bandwagon. So I'm going to take over 3.5 goals. Chelsea will be hosting Aston Villa in the next EPL matchup, and we know that Chelsea had a lot of problems. They still have a ton of injuries. They're missing like 9 or 10 players. I see some of them have been listed as questionable now, like Caicedo, Meduka, and Cucurella as well. We'll see if any of these players will be in the lineup or not. But Aston Villa has also played a midweek game. They played against Legia Warsaw in in the Conference League, a game which they lost 3-2 as well. And they seem to be losing their grip on the defense again right now, which is a good opportunity for Chelsea. Chelsea, who hasn't scored a goal in any of their last 2 games, but in this one, I'm gonna go with both teams to score minus 162. I somehow wouldn't be surprised if we see a 1-1 result here, to be honest. And for that reason, I'm not gonna try to push it to over 2.5. I'm gonna stick to both teams to score. Liverpool and West Ham is the next matchup in the EPL, and Liverpool is on a 5 game winning streak right now. They did get another win against Lask in the Europa League this midweek, 3-1 after trailing at halftime 1-0. While West Ham got a 3-1 win also after trailing after being behind 1-0 to the TSC, which is a Serbian side. But both sides got a win, and both sides are playing in a decent form right now. West Ham lost only one of their last 6 games, still undefeated on the road this season, and for that reason, I think they will get on the scoreboard. But it seems to me that Liverpool's MO is to concede a goal this season and then go for a turnaround, and they have been succeeding quite a lot when it comes to that. So I'm gonna go for the full value of Liverpool. I'm gonna take both teams to score and Liverpool to win at plus 150. Should be a very fun game, exciting matchup, and I think we're gonna see at least 3 goals, possibly even more. The last game of the day in DPL is between Sheffield and Newcastle. Now Sheffield still still without a single win this season. They have one draw against Everton that was 2-2. They haven't won any of their last 7 games. While Newcastle, they did win their last EPL game against Brentford, and they did get a nil-nil draw against Milan in the Champions League, which was quite a success. But what is driving me towards my pick is the fact that Sheffield United has a ton of injured players once again. McBurney is suspended because of the red card, and their depth will be reduced significantly for this game. So I'm keeping this one fairly simple, guys. I'm taking Newcastle -1 at -132. This is an Asian line, which means that if Newcastle wins by 1 goal, we get a push. If they win by 2 or more, we are going to get a win. But I think the least we're going to get out of this game is going to be the push. Now we are moving on to Spanish LaLiga, where we have the first game between Real Sociedad and Getafe. Now, for this game, I'm going to do something I rarely ever do, guys, and that is I'm going to take the under, but not under 2.5 because the price for that is not that good. I'm going to go with under 2 goals at -107. I think this is going to be mostly defensive game from both sides, especially from Sociedad, who played in the Champions League earlier this week against Inter. That was a game that ended in a 1-1 draw. While Getafe has been solid, they've been winning games at home, but they were struggling on the road, especially when it comes to scoring goals. So I'm gonna go with the under two. Hopefully, I don't regret it. If I lose this one, I'll probably never again bet on the unders. So under 2 goals in Sociedad and Getafe. And we have a big derby in Spanish La Liga, guys. We have the Madrid derby, Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. And these are usually always the bangers and always quite exciting to watch. There's always something happening. There's always something on the side or on the pitch or whatever. Real Madrid is on a huge winning streak. They have won their last 6 games in a row. They've kept a few clean sheets during this streak, and they had 3 games at home in a row. They've beaten Getafe, they've beaten Real Sociedad, and they have beaten Union Berlin in the Champions League 1-0 earlier this week. As far as Atletico Madrid goes, they actually played their last 4 games on the road, and they haven't lost. And actually, they did lose one against Valencia 3-0. They're coming off of a 1-1 draw against Lazio in the Champions League. But overall, they have been performing well this season. They haven't lost any of their last 12 home games, and they did beat Real Madrid in this matchup a few times when playing at home. There has been many ways to bet this game. I get it. We can go with goals. We can go with the money line. We can go with the draw or whatever. Once again, I'm gonna go with the cards in this one, and I'm not gonna take yellow cards. I'm gonna take that there's gonna be a red card in this game at plus 310. We have seen a red card in. Let me just do a quick check on that here. We have seen a red card in this matchup in the last 3 games in a row. And that's actually quite insane if you ask me. Yes, before that there has been a drought, but we do see a lot of red cards in this matchup. And once again, at plus 310, I'm going to take it. Off to the Italian Serie A, guys. We have Empoli playing against Inter in the next matchup, and Empoli is still struggling. They are having a very hard time at the start of the season. They are on a 5 game losing streak, while Inter hasn't lost any of their last 9 games, and they haven't lost any of their last 4 games on the road. On top of that, Inter has been outstanding in Serie A this season. They have 4 wins in 4 games, and they did get a positive result in the Champions League earlier this week. So the only way to go, in my mind, for this one is for Inter to win and over 2.5 goals, and that is minus 143. Bologna and Napoli will be facing off in the next matchup in Serie A that we have here, guys. And Bologna actually pretty decent, undefeated in their last 3 games. Yes, they had only one a win in those 4 games, and they are quite solid, especially when it comes to playing at home. But Napoli, they finally snapped that negative streak they were on, and they did get a win against Braga in the Champions League. And they will definitely be looking to continue that in this game. They are pretty healthy. They don't have suspended players. Their goal scoring form is improving. And when the books are giving us minus 105 on Napoli, this is the price we have to take. So Bologna versus Napoli, I'm taking Napoli on the money line. Torino and Roma is the last game of the day in Serie A, guys, and this one should be very interesting because Torino is now on a 2 game winning streak. They did a solid job so far this season in Serie A, only one loss in 4 games. While Roma, they played a midweek game against Tiraspol, a game which they won 2-1. Before that, they have demolished Empoli 7-0 at home. And they're finally looking like a good team. But this is not going to be an easy game for them because Torino at home is a very, very solid team. They are quite reliable and they're very, very hard to beat. I don't think Torino can keep a clean sheet, but I don't think that Roma can keep a clean sheet as well. We know they have been conceding a lot of goals this season. They're not that solid of a defensive team. So both teams to score at plus 108. I think that's actually a gift of the day from the books. So Torino versus Roma, both teams to score. Off to the German Bundesliga, guys, and we have a couple of games there. We have Leverkusen playing against Heidenheim, and I'm feeling very, very sorry for Heidenheim right now. Even though they did get a win against Werder Bremen 4-2 at home last week, they are now facing one of the most effective teams in Europe. Leverkusen has so far scored 13 goals in 4 games in Bundesliga. That's an average of 3 scored goals per game. They have been conceding about a goal on average, but Heidenheim has been conceding more than 2 goals on average. And I think that because of the fact that Leverkusen is such a good form, they're coming off of a 4-0 win in the Europa League against Haken. They will definitely look to continue that. And we know that Heidenheim has a lot of high scoring games, and I think this is going to be one of those as well. So I'm taking Leverkusen to win at home and over 3.5 goals. That's minus 104. If you want a safer bet, take Leverkusen to win and over 2.5 goals and put it in a double with something else and get nice plus money out of it. But I love this pick, guys, and I think that Leverkusen is going to have another great game at home, and I think they will get another great win. Eintracht Frankfurt and Freiburg is the next matchup, and the second one of the day in Bundesliga, and both teams are playing pretty well right now. Eintracht actually undefeated in their last 11 games, and while Freiburg has been a little bit all over the place in the last few weeks, they did get 2 losses in their last 2 games, 4 games, but overall they have 4 wins in their last 6 games, and they're coming off of a win against Olympiacos, 3-2 on the road in the Europa League, and they definitely are more than capable of scoring goals against Eintracht, who has been conceding goals quite consistently, at least a goal in each of their last 4 games. So, honestly, I think this game is a coin flip. So, I'm going to stick to goals. I'm going to go with both teams to score, which is minus 143. 1-1 game definitely looks quite possible here, and that's why I'm not pushing it any further than a simple both teams to score. And the last game of this video, guys, is between PSG and Marseille. Now, PSG did have a pretty good game in the Champions League earlier this week. They have beaten Borussia Dortmund 2-0 with 2 late goals in the second half, while Marseille is coming off of a draw 3-3, and that is actually their third draw in a row. 1-1 against Nantes, 0-0 against Toulouse, and 3-3 against Ajax in the Europa League. And with the situation that has been in and around this club, I'm actually surprised they're doing such a good job, at least a positive job, not maybe not such a good job, but overall, they have been decent. They are actually undefeated uh, in their last 7 games, and the fact is that they haven't won any of their last 7 away games. But I think that they will get to the scoreboard here because PSG's defense hasn't been that stable this season, and I'm gonna go for the full value once again here, guys. That is both teams to score and PSG to win at plus 188. I simply think that PSG has more offense, and they usually step up their games in the big games like that. But can they keep a clean sheet? I don't think so, especially when Marseille is scoring so many goals as of late. So PSG to win and both teams to score at plus 188. That's it, everyone. These were free picks for Sunday. Thank you for joining me here. I hope you have a great day, guys. Good luck with your bets. And of course, stay tuned for more free picks coming up to the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel soon.